spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Ladies and gentlemen, Karen Lee Batten
Good
with
evening,
our national
ladies and gentlemen,
anthems.
and welcome to Thunderbird Show Park for the second competition in the first leg of the Longines FEI World Cup Jumping North American League. We're here in Langley, British Columbia on this overcast evening, welcoming 45 competitors in our $42,000 George and Dianne Tidball Legacy Grand Prix.
Ladies and
I'm
gentlemen,
Jeff
if you'd
Lowy,
like
here
to
with
join
Lynn
our
Massey.
fans in the VIP
We're
tent, it
excited
is
about
open
our
to
course
everyone.
designed by Alan Wade. What's your feeling on the course today, Lynn?
Well, Jeff, I think it's going to be an excellent test for the riders today. We have 3 double combinations and 2 Liverpools on the course, so I think it'll provide an excellent challenge for the riders here tonight.
It's quite a long course, too, isn't it?
Yes, there is 13 jumps and 16 obstacles, so it should be an excellent test for the horses and riders here today. You can see our first rider has entered the ring and on course and on his way to the first jump.
So this is Ben Asselin riding Doremi.
And Doremi is a 12-year-old Celle Francais stallion by Kidam de Revel. And Ben's been partnered with this horse for a little while. And here he is on his way to jump number 2. You can see the course designer has the first line set right along the fence into the Longines corner, and sometimes horses will get a little claustrophobic jumping down that direction, and Doremi had no problem at all there. Up over number 3, a careful plank, and then up over the Thunderbird Oxer. The fences today on course are 1.45 m high and 1.55 m wide, so it's a nice solid test for the horses. We'll see how the time allowed is today. And here Ben is turning to number 6, the Thunderbird Wall with the Vancouver skyline on the back. A very impressive jump for the horses here tonight.
Absolutely.
Coming to the first of the 2 Liverpools on course. A little bit of a shorter 6 strides and then a bit of a short 1 stride. It's going to jump a little bit boxy and scopy, a little bit careful. Excellent effort on the horse's part there. Heading to the skinny. Again, jumping up into this end. Some of the horses will get a little bit spooky jumping into the bushes. Again, no problem at all here for Ben. And then returning to the last line on the course. Quite a short turn back to the last combination. 1.45 m oxer jumping in, 1.45 m vertical, and the horse really gave an excellent effort. Almost unseated Ben there with the effort he gave out over B. He managed to keep it together and jump number 12 clean over the Liverpool. And a nice counter down to the last jump. And 83.46. The time allowed today is 82 seconds. So right now he's currently standing with 1 time fault. And a really great ride by Ben Asselin. So we'll see. The judges will be monitoring the time allowed. But probably at this level of the competition, we'll probably see the next couple riders stay within the time allowed. And I doubt they'll extend it. And Ben will have to leave this evening with 1 time fault. But again, I think he'll be thrilled with that round. Excellent effort on the horse's part, especially at 11B.
Absolutely. That was a fantastic first run of the night. Here we have Laura Jane Tidball riding Prix de la Rod.
And Prim's a 12-year-old Celle Francais gelding. And Laura Jane works with Brent and Laura Beliski, and together they run Thunderbird Show Stables, and Thunderbird Show Park actually owns Prim. LJ's been partnered with this horse for quite a few years and jumping at this level, so she'll also be looking for an excellent result here tonight. And on her way to jump number 1, again, first jump's a little bit of a rampy oxer, but again, still nice opening jump. This horse has been in this ring quite a few times, so I'd say he's probably not too worried about jumping into the ends of the ring as some of the new ones might be. Here she is turning back to the careful plank at number 3, and just that little light tap. It's a skinny plank with a little white stripe, and if the horses just misread it and give it a little tap, unfortunately, LJ's carrying 4 faults as she's jumping into this big double combination up the hill away from the in-gate. Now she's going to be turning again to the Thunderbird signature wall with the Vancouver skyline. It's a very pretty fence. Very solid, so as long as the horses don't spook at it, they normally should jump that fence quite well and respect it, Jeff.
Yeah, that's an intimidating jump. Big T-bird written on a big white wall.
And you can see how so short that combination is. The horses really need to pay attention to the front rail of B and back themselves up. Coming to the skinny again.
Very nice.
Really nice effort on Prim's
there,
part there. Yeah, no problem. The rail stayed up.
No problem.
And again, you'll see the horses really having to keep the power up through the turn here, jumping into this combination. Yeah, see, they turn the corner, and if they don't quite get their eye on the whole line, they can just misread it. And unfortunately, Prim, I think, was just a little bit surprised and didn't quite get across the back rail there.
Yeah, that's a bright rainbow-colored oxer. I mean, would that throw the horse or the rider even?
It, just when the horse turns the corner there and sees all those rails kind of all the different colors, it can be a bit overwhelming for them. Here she's going to come off the other lead this time and head back to this combination and just try to finish up on a good note here for Prim.
So they'll start the clock up again here.
And again, he jumped quite high over A. Good effort over B. The short 4 strides to the Liverpool. And then she's just going to finish up over the Georgia and Dianne Tidball Legacy Grand Prix Oxer. So, unfortunately, 15 faults for Laura Jane. Few jumping faults and then a few time faults to catch up with her. 91.50 was her time and 15 faults. So, not the performance she was looking for, but still a pretty good effort on the horse most of the way around the course.
Next up, we have Hannah von Hediger riding Geldemar, a 12-year-old mare.
And this is a Zangerside mare. And I'd say Hannah's probably one of the younger competitors in this class. She's a 17-year-old rider in her first year of World Cup classes. So I think she'll be hoping to have a nice solid round to build on for her career in the future. This is a mare that Hannah has that's one of her favorites. And she's a little bit of a feisty redhead chestnut mare, and Hannah really likes this horse. So here she is on her way to the first jump. Again, nice welcoming fence, little rampy oxer. No problem at all with that first line. Again, here we go where the first test kind of on the course happens. The horse has to turn and get nice and straight. Again, just didn't quite read that careful plank and unfortunately just pushes it out of the way here today.
Her general stride is maybe a little slower than the previous riders, is it?
You know what? Sometimes this horse is a little bit bigger, and I think the canter stride is just a little bit longer, so it's probably covering the same amount of ground, just a little bit, looks a little bit slower. Here we go again, no problem at all. Oh, the Thunderbird wall. Unfortunately, 4 faults there as well. Opening the horse's stride up here to get the 6 strides. And you see the horse back up and be very careful through that 1 stride. So Hannah's carrying 8 faults here, coming into the 5 stride, jumping into the corner of the ring. Little shift to the left there on the horse's part.
Little tap there.
Again, the little rub just coming out. And here she comes to the very difficult last line coming home off the short turn. See if she can get her mare's focus on it. And that mare read that line very well.
Very nice.
Nice short 4 strides over the second Liverpool on the course. And again, with the Liverpool pushed a little bit back there, sometimes the horse's eye can drop down. No problem at all for Hannah. There you go. And an 8-fault performance, an 81.82. So there you go. That shows you that the time allowed is okay. And I don't think the course designer will be changing it. So 8 faults. I think Hannah will be happy with that, and hopefully we'll see her back on Sunday.
Next up, we have Jill Blunt riding Udam, a 14-year-old gelding. Dutch gelding, I should say.
And Udam is by the stallion Gidam. And Jill's had this horse for quite a number of years and been competing for the last couple of years at this level. She competes only on her own horses at this point, so she can concentrate on them. You can see her approach. She's taking a little bit of a longer approach to the first jump, just to make sure Udam gets his eye on the fence and is looking down the wall and not too worried about jumping into the corner. Udam has quite a few Grand Prix victories and is a seasoned competitor at this height, Jeff.
Wow, that's impressive.
There we go. Showing good expression over the jump number 2 there. She'll hope he keeps that up for the rest of the course, turning to, the careful plank there. No problem at all for the seasoned rider and horse. And here she is coming to the big first combination on the course. Up the hill, 2 strides, no problem at all. You're going to see her cut in. See how she's kind of pushing the horse a little bit to make sure she's going to stay under the time allowed. She's taking a little bit of a wider track here again, just to make sure he gets his eye on it. Now it worked out well for her. The horse really read the height of the jump there. Jumped a clean effort. Up over the Liverpool. And then just a little bit of a forward 6 again to a little bit of a short 1. Very smart on the horse's part to get his feet out of the way there at B.
Very clean.
Coming to the skinny. Oh, and really a shift left there. You can see sometimes the horses just really are nervous of the corner, and the rider has to keep them straight. And she had to put quite a bit of leg on there to make sure she made up the distance. Again, giving herself enough room here to get organized for 11AB. And then the short 4 strides to the second Liverpool. Little rub there. She got a little lucky. She's working on staying under the clean round, under the time allowed. And she does it well under the time allowed. Our first clean round of the night.
79-38.
So
very excellent run from Jill Blunt.
So well under the 82-second time allowed. So there's our first clean tonight. Excellent. Jill will be absolutely thrilled with that performance.
Now we have Ashley Bond riding Agro Star, an 11-year-old Oldenburg stallion.
And Ashley Bond has competed all over the world. She's from California and competes quite a bit there, and she's been over in Europe competing and showing, and her dad often will help her with some of the horses, keep them organized, set some jumps for her. So it's a bit of a family affair with these two. And again, no problem at all jumping that bending line into the corner. This is a stallion. Sometimes Jeff stallions can have their own opinions of things, so we'll see how Agrostar handles this. Very careful at the plank there. 7 strides to the Thunderbird's jump. You can see, you can see, I was going to say he jumped quite high in the air there over that jump and just didn't quite cover the width, unfortunately. 1.55 oxer caught up with him. She's going to keep carrying the pace here as she turns to the Thunderbird wall. And the horse is really giving a nice effort today. That was just a bit of an unfortunate rail for Ashley.
Yeah, I think she'll be disappointed about that. This history of this horse is pretty fantastic.
An excellent ride there to the double combination. Here we come to the skinny line jumping into the corner. Pretty straight effort there by Agrostar. 5 strides up over the Longines Oxer. And you can see just a little bit more experienced riders are taking a little bit of a wider track here to get to this last line, really, so the horses can read the combination. Really an excellent effort this horse is putting out tonight. Really careful there in the short 4 strides, backs up very nicely to the Liverpool. And again, excellent time, 79.96 with 4 faults. So too bad. I'll just keep Ashley out of the jump off, but I think she'll be quite happy with the effort that Agrostar gave her tonight, and I'm sure we'll see them back on Sunday, Jeff.
Absolutely, that was a good one. Here we have Carl Cook riding 13-year-old John Keir, a Zanger side. Did I say that right, Lynn?
Zanger side stallion, yes,
Zanger
absolutely.
side stallion, okay.
And Carl rides in San Diego, and he's trained by Eric Neve, a very famous horseman. And this partnership has been going on for a few years, and I think they've been quite successful.
Yeah, this horse has competed in the 2013 and the 2015 World Cup finals. Finished 11th overall in 2013.
And he was 4th a couple years ago in the $1 million class in thermal. So
Wow.
Carl's got quite a good record with this horse, so we'll hope for great things here tonight. Now if he goes over jump number 1. This is a nice first line to get the horses galloping on the course, and then boom, they have to turn the corner and be very careful at the skinny plank here.
Yeah, I feel like this course has a lot of straight lines in it, which is nice. You get to see them pick up the pace a little bit here and there.
Oh, and Carl just made a circle, jumped the plank, and looked like he was kind of going to gallop up an open stride, and
Yeah, what's happening?
just circled there at jump number 4.
I wonder if that was the horse not wanting to jump, or was that the rider
I think maybe Carl felt something wasn't quite right and just decided to take a circle there.
See how his time reflects that decision.
Well, he's carrying 8 now. He's on 12 faults. The horse just didn't quite read that height of that wall quite correctly. Oh, and again, and you know what? I think Carl's just going to call it a day here today. Obviously, just not his and Jonquier's day. So we'll see Carl back a little bit later on in the competition for another shot. Just some days, you know, Jeff, it's just not your horse and the rider just aren't on together.
Absolutely, yeah. Seems that way today. Here we have Dominique Schoen riding Darcillion, 12-year-old gelding. It's a Belgium worn blood.
And Dominique is a fairly young competitor at this level as well. She's been competing in the lower ranks for many years, and she purchased Darcillion, who's actually competed in the Hickstead Derby. So it's jumps quite big, solid jumps, Jeff. So it definitely has the experience to jump this course. So hopefully Dominique has a nice round with Darcillion tonight. You can see the first few riders, we've had quite a few good riders go with some problems and just not being able to quite complete the course. So that shows you the level of Alan Wade's course. It's a testy enough course this evening. And again, that careful plank, I really think that's going to be the jump that falls down the most tonight. And it just gets a little bit closer to the second jump. There we go, another rider that's just saying, you know what? Today's not my day. My horse doesn't feel right. I think I'll try again another day. Oh, she's going to make a circle and come back.
Give it one more shot. Why not?
Might as well get her mileage and get her experience in.
Yeah. Oh, over the oxer, but
Little horse wasn't quite reading that combination quite right and didn't quite get his feet out of the way. She's turning to the Thunderbird wall here. And again, knocks that jump down as well. So I think at this point, Dominique is just going for a little bit more experience and hoping she can take away a little bit of a learning curve. There we go. And now she's retiring, and she'll bring Darcillion out to try again another day. So 2 in a row. That's showing you the toughness of this course here, Jeff, that Alan Wade's designed.
yeah, the first competitors made it look easy, I have to say, and now I'm starting to feel how difficult this actually is.
All right. We're on to the 8th rider on the course, Zazu Hoffman on Umbra 34.
An 11-year-old mare. This is Zazu's first year in the Grand Prix competition and has had the privilege of riding Umbra 34 as Zazu steps up. She graduated from UCLA in 2014 and has been working for Meadow Grove Farm.
And Umbra's been showing in the Grand Prix competitions in Europe with Paracellin, who owns the horse for the past 2 years. And she recently returned to the United States, and Zazu gets to have the ride on her for now. So it's a great experience for Zazu, and we'll hope for good things for this young rider and this lovely horse.
So this horse is 11 years old. Lynn, what's sort of the average age of a horse, show jumping horse?
That's about right. 11-year-old, they'll have had a little experience at this height, and it's about the perfect age, to be honest with you. You probably won't see too many 7-year-olds in this class, kind of 8, 9, 10.
Okay.
They're kind of learning, and then as we get older, again, up past 17, they're on the top end of the scale. Oh, okay. And again, Zazu just gets maybe a little bit close to that plank, and Umbra didn't quite get up out of the way in time.
I think these riders are glad there's only one plank on this course. Is that right? Only one plank? Right?
There's only one skinny plank, but that's all it takes is just one tricky obstacle. And she's going to stay a little bit tight here to the Thunderbird wall. Oh, and you could see the horse just didn't quite get her eye on that in time and ended up getting a lot closer to the jump than Zazu meant to. And here we go with another circle. Boy, Jeff, you're getting a good view of how difficult this sport can be and what it takes for the horses and riders to be a team. And you just really need to understand your horse, and the horse really needs to trust the rider. And here we go. We're going to carry on.
I mean, the horse can have experience and the rider can have experience, but they need to have a lot of experience together. Really.
Exactly.
That's the important thing.
Here we go, coming to the line, jumping into the corner. Really nice effort on Umbra's part there. 5 strides over the oxer. They're just giving that a little tick, aren't they, Jeff, sometimes?
Yeah.
And here we go to the most difficult line on the course. Zazu's going to give herself enough time. Rides the mare in quite nicely. Just, ooh, boy, and she did 2 short strides in there. Wow, what a careful mare to fit that extra step in. Whew. Wow, the mare sure is giving it her all tonight. And there we go. So Zazu finishes out with 17 in total, time of 99.11. So a few jumping and a few time. Again, still, I think Zazu was probably hoping for a better round, but all in all, we'll see her back out in this course again.
Next up, we have Alyssa Hecht riding Calero, a 12-year-old Holsteiner gelding.
Holsteiner. There you go.
All right, I'm learning.
There you go. That's right. And Alyssa's from San Diego. And this horse has been 4th in the $50,000 Thermal Grand Prix and 5th in the $60,000 Grand Prix of California. So excellent record on this horse. It's quite a lovely horse. Alyssa and this horse have been teamed up for a few years with some great results together.
Yeah, that's 5th in the Thunderbird World Cup, not 55th. Just in case you misheard that.
We'll see how Alyssa takes on Alan Wade's challenge today, opting for the shorter approach to the first jump, making sure Calero sees the track here between jump 1 and 2. Good, so far so good. We'll see what happens with the skinny plank here, Jeff.
Come on.
Calero, no problem at all.
There we go.
And a nice 7 strides up over the Thunderbird signature fence. And opts to does 9 strides up to that double, and you can see poor Calero wasn't very happy pushing that front rail of A out of the way. Turning to the Thunderbird wall, gave herself a little bit more room. No problem there at all for Calero. Jumps the Thunderbird wall. Excellent.
She can clear the rest of these. She might stand a chance.
There we go. Really nice effort there. The horse is jumping lovely this evening. Coming to the skinny line.
Straight through and over. And over the Longines FEI World Cup jumping oxer.
You can sure tell the difference in experience with the horses and riders on this course so far, can't you, Jeff?
I'm starting to.
Excellent setup for the last line. Second Liverpool poses no problem at all for Alyssa, and she's having a nice gallop down to the last jump, a little bit of a rampy oxer, 1.55 wide. There we go. So slightly over the time allowed, so 5 faults and 82.
82.85.
Perfect. So I think she'll be happy enough with that effort tonight, and I'm sure we'll see her back on Sunday again.
Up next we have Rich Fellers riding Colgan Cruz. Colgan Cruz is a 13-year-old Irish sport horse.
And she's by the famous stallion Cruising, and Rich has been partnered with this horse for quite a few years. So we'll hope that Rich has a clean round on this horse, because if he makes it to the jump off on this horse, we'll be headed for some excitement. He likes to go fast, Rich, and he likes to be the winner. You'll see he rides in a little bit more of a forward seat than some of the other riders.
He's right up on the neck.
And his horses really like his style of riding and jump really well for him. So we'll hope for good things here tonight from Colgan Cruz. See if she's pretty careful mare, so we'll hope she can read this plank and clear it for Rich. No problem at all.
Yeah, I see confidence in the way that this horse, is It's just jumping.
And then just rolls right up on the 8 strides there to the 2 stride, and no problem at all for Colgan Cruz there. Turning to the walls, she's seen a few of these walls in her time, so I suspect you can see her, she had a little peek at it, but she put in an excellent effort there. Again, that Liverpool hasn't really posed a problem. It's awfully square, and the horses have been reading that very well. Excellent effort through the short 1 stride. You can see Rich really working the time allowed. He's staying snug. Shifted a little bit left there over the skinny. Really nice effort at the Oxer now. He's coming to the last line. I'd say by far the most difficult line on the course, purely for the approach.
Yeah, it's a sharp hairpin turn around that corner.
Little bit of a forward 1, no problem at all. And then a little bit of a short 4. And as he's galloping to the last jump, he's working on his clear round. Oh, and has the last jump down. That's got to be the most painful. I think that's worse than having the first jump down, Jeff, to be honest with you. 4 faults, 79.28. So he'll be a fast 4 faulter. So depending how the rest of the class goes, he still might be in the standings. Right now, he's sitting 3rd.
I would think knocking over the last one might be a little bit better than the first, because if you're a singer and you get on stage and the first thing you sing is off key, it could psych you out, and then the rest of your performance could be terrible because that must happen too.
It's tricky. I don't know. First or the last, I don't know. Sometimes the last is the most heartbreaking because you're so hoping for a clear round.
Yeah.
There you can see Andrea Strain, the next rider on course, just giving Jakarta a little bit of a look at the skinny line jumping into the corner.
Jakarta is a Belgian warm blood.
It's a 12-year-old mare, and Andrea's been paired with this mare for a couple years. She's had some great success with it. She's an awfully careful mare, so you'll see Andrea, like I said, show her the parts that she thinks she needs to have a little extra look at to make sure she can get her legs up and out of the way.
She began riding when she was 6. That is incredible.
And she just lives actually just up the road from Thunderbird Show Park, so her and Jakarta should know this field very well, and some new jumps. We'll see how she does with the skinny plank and see a little rub.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, that careful plank just took its toll.
It doesn't take much. Maybe if they just trimmed the hooves a little bit more.
This might help. And they're very nice in the 8 strides to the double. You can see Andrea carrying her pace very well. Again, thinking about the time allowed, really riding the time allowed. Super effort over the skyline, Vancouver skyline T-bird jump. And again, I thought this Oxer might pose a little more of a problem. So far, so good. And again, this combination, even though it's a little bit short and scopy, the horses are having no problem with it. See the skinny line jumping into the end. We'll see if it paid off. Andrea showing her that line. Really nice so far.
Nice.
Coming to the last line on the course. Again, the difficult approach.
Yeah, around the hairpin and
super effort by the mare there. Oh, and that, she just got up that 4, I think a little more than she meant to, and the mare just didn't quite get her feet out of the way. So 12 faults, 78.61. Not a bad effort today.
Yep.
I think Andrea will be all right with that. Great experience for her.
Here we have Ann Knight Karash. Did I say her name right? Ann Knight Karash.
Karash, yeah.
And she is riding Coral Reef Caramel Zed, an 11-year-old gelding. Zangerside, yeah. And this is by Cento. And Ann Knight Karash is from Rancho Santa Fe. And her and her husband run Coral Reef Ranches. And they've been traveling around, having great success with their horses all over the tours they've been on. They were in Florida this winter, and she was first in the World Cup qualifier last year here at Thunderbird. Wow. And also won 9th place in $100,000 FEI World Cup T-Bird 2014 Coral Reef.
There we go. And as she's approaching the combination, again, this horse jumped on Wednesday night and looked fabulous, and so far it's really carrying on with that. This is a lovely horse and keeps the gallop going quite well. She knows this horse very well, and so far she's having an excellent effort.
Absolutely. So when...
Oh, there we go. See, it's That oxer finally kind of
got
caught
somebody.
someone, right?
Yep.
She just got in there, I think, a little bit flatter than she wanted to, and the horse just couldn't quite get his front legs up and out of the way in time. 5 strides over the big wide oxer, the meter 55 oxer Longines. No problem turning to the last line on the course. You can see her keeping her pace up really.
Oh.
See, and again, that line just catches you. The horses look down there, and you know, some of them, Jeff, there's the Liverpool at jump number 12, but there's also the open water beside it. And if the horses aren't quite concentrating on the line, they might see that open water, and that could also cause a bit of a problem as well. So that's really unfortunate for Anne tonight.
So they've stopped the clock, and they'll reset. They're having to remeasure.
Yeah, they'll just remeasure to make sure that everything's exactly as they said it in the first place. You wouldn't want to have anything different for anybody.
Absolutely. Now, you don't usually see quite a crash like that in a regular tournament, do you? I mean, this is the first time I've seen a horse completely smash through it.
Yeah, you know what? I think the horse just turned and honestly misread where it was and just missed, like, that's a little bit of the course designer's trick. Not that you want them to crash, but definitely the horses have to be concentrating on where they're going, and this horse just obviously lost its focus just for that split second and just quick enough that it wasn't quite sure it should leave the ground. So hopefully Anne will come around and have a little better chance this time to jump through there. The bell goes again, and here she goes back to 11 AB. So again, the third double on the course is definitely posing the most problem for the riders here this evening.
All right.
Oh, and then again,
set.
just not,
No.
just got too careful there, left just a little bit too weak, and almost thought it was going to do 2 strides and just couldn't leave the ground. So unfortunately, elimination for Anne here tonight.
Yeah, the horse is not having it either.
That's really too bad. We were hoping we'll see her back to compete another day. Unfortunate day for Anne. Just some of the horses, maybe some of them don't like the overclass sky here today, Jeff.
Yeah, maybe not. And they've traveled here as well. Is that correct? So how does that affect the horse and the rider? I mean, do they have to arrive, quite...
They were here a little bit probably before times. I mean, it's hard to say for sure, right?
Right.
But
you're not going to arrive and ride, the same day.
no,
That's-
absolutely
right.
not. Absolutely not. Everybody's got to get accustomed to the weather, and it's actually been quite warm until today's the first overcast day. So I'd say the horses are maybe a little bit fresher as well. So. And you can see, so we're now getting on to the 13th horse in the order, and we have only 1 clear round so far. So that definitely is a comment to Alan Waite's difficult course he set here tonight.
Yeah, it's challenging for sure. Here we have Alec Lawler riding Agamemnon, 14-year-old Swedish warm blood gelding.
And you can see this is a little bit of an older gelding, and Alec's been partnered with this horse for quite a few years and had great success with this horse. So they should know each other really well. So we'll see how the partnership works out here tonight. Again, no problem down that first line. Here's our careful plank.
And he cleared it.
No problem. 7 strides to the Thunderbird. And then up to the double. You can see he has to push a little bit. He got there a bit deeper than he wanted to, so he had to push a little out of the 2. No problem. He's giving himself a bit of a wider approach to make sure Agamemnon reads
Very
the
nice.
Thunderbird wall very
Plenty of
nicely.
clearance.
Exactly. An interesting story about this horse. It was a dressage horse until it was 9 years old. So even though it's 14, it hasn't had a lot of necessary younger experience as a horse. So he's got a few more to go here. We're working on a clear round. And we're turning to our difficult combination there. He's given himself a little bit of room. There we go. No problem at all. Just got to keep his head up here at the Liverpool. Excellent effort.
Plenty
Come
of
on, Alec.
clearance.
Let's hold
Here
it
we
together.
go.
Let's get it one for the jump off. There we
Wow,
go.
there
And
we
he
go.
does it.
All right.
No faults at all, 78-33. That is our second horse in the jump off. Alec will be absolutely thrilled with that today.
Absolutely. He's only 23 years old. Just graduated from Stanford University.
He'll be thrilled with that tonight.
Here we have Hardin Towel riding New York, a gelding of 9 years of age.
So this is a new horse to the string that Hardin gets to work with. They just got this horse, I believe, earlier this year. The horses had great placings before they bought it, and all through the summer, Hardin's had top placings in Calgary at Spruce Meadows this summer and through Europe. So we'll be expecting a good performance from him here tonight. And so far, no problem at all. Let's see how he handles this careful plank. There we go. Excellent effort on the horse's part.
Very good. Very good.
And you can see he's just keeping a nice pace, letting the, a little rub there at B.
Two rubs, but
there we go.
No faults.
Hopefully that reminds the horse to keep picking his feet up. We'll be looking for a third in the jump off here. No problem with the Thunderbird wall. And you can see him wrestling with the horse just to make sure he's paying attention to this Liverpool. It's quite a wide oxer. And he did one extra stride there to the double just to make sure the horse would be careful. That was very good planning on his part. See, it's all about knowing your horse and knowing what you need to do to have them jump a clean round. There, and you can ride him up this line. Oh, and a little rub with his back feet at the oxer. That should remind him to be very careful down this last line. There we go. He's going to have to be patient here in the 4 strides. Very good effort there on both their parts. And again, here we go. We're looking for our third in the jump off, and we get it. There we go.
Very nice.
He'll be thrilled with that performance.
80.06 seconds.
And a clear round. So there we go. Now we have 3 in the jump off. This jump off's going to be shaping up to be great.
He's currently ranked number 1. Next we have Ben Asselin riding Plume de la Robe.
No. We skipped one. We're actually only on the 15th rider. We have Laura Jane Tidball back in the ring.
Oh, all right.
And she's riding Liam. And Liam is a young horse that actually was bred by Laura Jane and, by Brent and Laura Beliski, and Laura Jane gets the ride on this horse. So it's one that they've bred and brought up through the ranks as a young horse. And you can see Laura Jane's just going to show him the Liverpool, making sure that he understands he doesn't have to jump the water backwards when she heads to that combination. And she's had pretty good success with this horse. She's showed him for the last few years, like I said, brought him up from a young horse. They raised him, so they're really hoping for great things from this horse. And Brent and Laura Beliski and Laura Jane Tidball run Thunderbird Show Stables, an excellent training facility here in Langley. So I think LJ will be looking for a little better performance than her last mount. And here she is on her way to jump number 1. No problem at all, way up in the air over number 1.
Laura Jane's been riding since she was 4 years old. She's just moving up to the FEI divisions.
And we'll see how, there we go. Liam had no problem at all with the careful plank. She'll be hoping he stays careful here at this 2 stride. Good ride, LJ. And she's taking a nice, making sure Liam's going to get squared up and straight to this wall so he can give it a little extra effort.
Plenty of room.
And again here, you're going to really see her make sure that he focuses on the oxer. Lots of air there, lots of room to breathe. He needs to back up and be careful in this combination. Really good effort there from Liam. And here we go to the difficult line here of the skinny. Jumping into the end, nice and straight there. He's got to get up and across the width of this oxer.
Oh, wow.
There, no rub at all. Okay, now she's got to get set up for this last line. She's giving herself a little bit more room than she did last time. And she'll be giving him a little squeeze in the air here, I'd say. Keep his focus up so he doesn't stare down at the Liverpool. Good effort, and here we go. Come on, LJ, let's go to our 4th clear round. There we go.
Wow.
All right. Oh, that's what happened to her on Wednesday, too. Just over the time allowed, 82.45, so she has a 1-time fault. Oh, heartbreaking, but again, I think she will still be absolutely thrilled with the performance of this horse here tonight. Imagine breeding one, being able to bring it up through the ranks and having such a good performance, Jeff. Amazing.
Absolutely. That was a really nice run. Just unfortunate she was just over the time.
Now we go back to Ben on another gray horse. His poor grooms must spend a lot of time in the wash rack with all these gray horses. keeping them nice and clean and shiny for the ring. And Ben's from Calgary, Alberta, and Jeff?
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful horses. Ben is the 2014 Nations Cup Finals silver medalist. That is impressive. And he also won the BMO Nations Cup at Spruce Meadows Masters with Team Canada.
Yeah, they had a great showing there at the Masters. Here we go. You can see, a little bit of an angle there.
Yeah.
But no problem at all. Plume de l'Oreille cat, no problem clearing that. Cantering on. Ben's, I think, thinking a little bit about the time allowed. He's staying fairly efficient with his track. Really good effort on the horse part. And this is a new mount for Ben. He hasn't had this horse for very long. And here we're hoping to have our fourth in the jump off.
Only 6 months of riding with this horse.
Yeah,
that's
it's
incredible.
really turning into a great partnership as he's turning to the last line here.
Very nice.
Super effort. I mean, this horse is actually making this course look quite easy. Ben and this horse,
There
been
we
a
go.
great partner. That was like the kiss of death.
Yep.
Yes. Fault 77.80. Still again, we'll see Ben back again on this horse.
Absolutely, that was a great time.
Too bad, but still a good day for Ben overall.
Next up is Carrie Roofer, riding Clapton, a 10-year-old Danish warm blood.
It's a stallion, and this one's by Clinton. It's owned by Morningstar Sport Horses. And this horse was recently imported from Europe and just began competing at the FEI level at Spruce Meadows in the meter 45 division. So again, a new partnership. You can see Carrie's going to take a little longer approach to the first jump just to make sure that Clapton gets his eye on it and stays focused on his job. Oh, and that just didn't quite work out for her. There we go. There's our first jump down. See, so is it more upsetting to have the first jump or the last jump? But you know what? Now she can jump around thinking she can have a lovely round with not too much stress because she's, and he just didn't quite read that careful plank as well as she would have liked.
The plank, I think, statistically now must be the most difficult or the most trying obstacle so far.
That's right. It's definitely the bogey jump tonight. And she's going to give him just a little nice approach here to the Thunderbird wall. There we go. He had no problem at all there. And she rides this horse really with a nice forward canter. I don't think she has to worry too much about the time allowed. She looks like she's carrying quite a good pace. Let's see how his focus stays on this line. The first line was a bit jumping into the corner, and so was this line. Just maybe a little bit distracted jumping into the corner. Sometimes the horses get a little bit claustrophobic, so unfortunately she has the skinny down as well. Turning to the last line, which again has proved to be very difficult tonight. Short turn back. A little bit of a longer one stride to the shorter four to the Liverpool. No problem there. Super
Very
careful. Nice effort on the horse's part. And up and over the last jump. So 12 faults in total, 79, 72. Not a bad trip for a new partnership. She'll be happy. She would have been happier with a clean round, but still, I think she's all right with that.
Yeah, not bad. She was a hunter rider for a long time, so she brings her habits to the jumping ring.
You can see, Jeff, there's only 3 clear rounds as we're going on to the 18th horse, and only a few 4 falters. Other than that, the faults are quite high. So it's showing you that this course definitely is testy, and the horse and rider really need to have a clear partnership, good partnership to jump a clear round.
Is this expected?
Yeah, well, it should be a little bit of a difficult track. Alan Wade's a great course designer, and there's good prize money up, and the level of horses, there's quite good. So Alan has to make sure that he gives the riders a good enough test.
I see. Here we have Andreas Rodriguez riding SF Arantha, a 10-year-old mare.
Yes, and Ariantha's, again, a new partnership for Andreas. He recently just purchased this horse and has had great success with it since he's had it. Really nice effort on the mare's part there to jump that plank clean. And Andreas actually just got back from riding at the Dublin Horse Show where he had an excellent placing in the Puissance. I think he had a great time at that horse show, and he always likes being at Thunderbird Show Park. So hopefully Ariantha gives him a good effort, and we can see Andreas back in the jump off because he'll be an excellent competitor.
No fault so far.
Ooh, what a nice jump over there over the wall.
The time seems to be good as well.
Yeah, Andreas would be hard-pressed to have a time fault, I'd say, unless something happens. He's very careful ride there into the double combination to let the mare use her scope and jump out very nicely. Here we go. See how straight he can keep her up this line jumping into the end. Again, really, the mare is making this course look very easy. Andreas is riding this horse very well as he's turning to the last combination. Super effort there, a little rub. You can see him saying, slow down here, girl. We got to fit these strides in. Wow,
Yeah,
good.
that was excellent.
Good ride there. I think his time's going to be very close as he's up and over. Just one time. But he was 0.01 over the time allowed. You could see he took a long time there to get to number 12 and 13. That's one time fault. So that's two riders with one time fault. So that's really unfortunate. To be 0.1 over is very frustrating. You just think, where was there one spot I could have kicked a little bit harder? But still, really, the mare jumped the course fantastic. Really good effort. I'd say she's ready to compete on Sunday, Jeff.
I definitely agree with you there, Lynn.
Just did one more stride to the Liverpool than everybody else. I mean, it made her very careful, but unfortunately just over the time allowed.
Next up, we have Tiffany Sullivan riding Christian Gray.
Interesting name for this horse, isn't it?
Christian Gray, that is interesting.
Just like the movie. From the movie. This horse is owned by Haley Farms, and Tiffany's from Los Angeles, California. She's a great competitor. She's had great horses through her career. She has a few really nice Grand Prix horses and a few really nice hunters, and she's a great rider, great competitor, and lovely to have at the horse show, so we wish her well here today.
She began show jumping in 2001 after completing university.
And here she goes with Christian Gray up and over jump one. And you can see this horse again. It has a bit of a longer, bigger stride, so sometimes it looks like she's going slow.
I can't tell if she's small or if that horse is immense.
It's both. She is tiny, and the horse is quite big. Very careful at the plank there. And she's just galloping up to the double, no problem at all.
Little slow, but then again, you told me before the larger horses have a longer stride, so they look slow. But
she does. This horse has a bit of a lopey, big stride, and hopefully Tiffany can stay under the time allowed. It's such a nice, big, lopey horse. I think sometimes he doesn't even know she's up there. She's so tiny.
yeah,
There's super effort. Wow, really good effort on the horse's part. Great ride by Tiffany. Here we go to our skinny line, jumping into the bushes here in the corner.
and
There
over
we
the
go.
Longines FEI World Cup jumping boxer.
And here she turns again. See, she's giving herself a little bit of room to get the horse really lined up so he can read this last line. Oh, got a little lucky there. The horse stared down for sure, and a little bit at the Liverpool there. Here we go. She's still working on clearance. I think she's going to be a little over the time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? That is Tiffany will be absolutely thrilled with that. Just over the time allowed, 83.44, one time fault.
It's a beautiful run.
Really, she'll be absolutely ecstatic about that, and next time she'll be working for no time fault. Great efforts here tonight.
All right, here we have Manuel Sanderos riding Chaplin. Chaplin is a 9-year-old stallion Holsteiner.
And you can see he's over there just showing him the wall, making sure he understands that he has to jump over that.
So how much time do they have before they actually run the course to, sort of preemptive look at, whatever they want to look at?
So as soon as the bell goes, the rider has 45 seconds to cross the start timers.
Okay.
And so he's still at 20 seconds there as he crossed. So he had lots of time to tour around and see what he needed to see, make sure the horse was comfortable. Him and this horse are just moving up to the Grand Prix level this year, so that was probably wise on his part to give him a little bit of a tour. Here we go. And there, the Longines plank has been staying up the last few horses. We've seen other problems, but that hasn't posed too much of a problem as of late. So sometimes riders take note of what happens to the earlier riders on course and adjust their ride accordingly. This horse is giving him a really nice effort here tonight. It's by Cassini, so it is of the nice jumping lines. There you go. He had to ride him a little bit to the wall. I think he was a little bit worried about that. Really nice effort the horse gave him there. He's going to have to make sure he pays attention to the Liverpool. No problem. And one stride out over the... Nope, that short combination is really not posed any problems here tonight. At all. Skinny jump. A bit of a nice, easy 5. Wow, really good effort on the horse's part there to jump up over that.
Tap, but made it clear, yes. Looks like the horse is maybe he's having a fight with the horse a little bit. The way the horse is sort of like bobbing its head around, and he's sort of like...
He's really wanting to go, and Manuel saying, just wait for me, and that's exactly what happens. You know, the horse arguing him a little bit, and he just didn't quite get him back for that short 4 strides. And again, just a little bit over the time allowed. So 5 faults, 4 jumping, 1 time. Still, great performance. Everybody looks happy with that. Great effort here tonight.
Hopefully we'll see this Mexico City native again soon.
Oh, I'm sure we will. That was a great ride. The horse was fantastic. I think you'll be happy with that performance. You can see him giving a little pat to the horse on his way out of the ring. There's your replay up over the number 2 vertical. All right, next rider's on course.
And now we have Megan Bunder riding RRC Black Magic. RRC Black Magic is a Irish sport horse.
And RRC Black Magic is known as Felix, and he's a great horse. He's been a great horse for this girl. He's brought her up from jumping out of the meter 10 jumpers all the way up. She competed at Young Riders for the last couple of years, which is quite big. It jumps, you know, they jump 150 there, so it's been a great learning horse for her. And in the fall, Megan's off to school, so she's really hoping for a nice successful tour here to finish out her summer. And this horse is just a great doer. Just keeps on going for her. Really nice effort. Really good ride by Megan there to the Thunderbird wall. She just needs to keep him a little bit contained here. She jumps the Liverpool. She just let him get away from her a little bit and just rubbed out the front rail. No problem at all with the Scopy double. Coming to the line here. Hopefully gets his feet out of the way of the skinny. It's pushing a little through her right leg. Good ride there, Megan.
Apparently RRC Black Magic enjoys apricots and, get this, Guinness beer.
There you go. That's because he's Irish. There we go. Coming in the last line. Ooh, jumped a little high. Yeah.
Oh.
You know what? Sometimes when they're like that, he just jumped a little bit high over the A part, and she didn't quite get enough leg on him. And unfortunately, he was thinking maybe he should do 2 strides for her, but she'll come around. I think she'll give him a good squeeze here over A, and she'll have no problem jumping out this time, we hope.
So she has to repeat the Oxer again.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, same jump. Yeah, no, he just couldn't quite do it. You know what? He just jumped so high and careful over A, he just couldn't quite cover that distance of B, so that's really unfortunate for Megan.
I see. So when you have an A and a B jump, if you clear the A but not the B, you can't just go back and redo B. You have to go through both.
Exactly. Yeah, and she's going to just probably jump a fence on the way out as a courtesy jump just to make sure the horse isn't nervous. That's just unfortunate that happened to Megan here tonight, but we'll see her back again.
Next up is Vinton Karash riding Coral Reef Follow Me 2. That's an interesting name. Coral Reef Follow Me 2. Vinton won the 100,000 FEI World Cup qualifier at T-Bird in 2014. He loves riding here.
Vinton's had great success here, and this is an absolutely lovely horse. They've become quite a good partnership, this team, and we'll hope for the best for Vinton here tonight.
This breed is a Westphalian?
Yeah, Westphalian. Yeah, you're right. And the stallion is for pleasure. So again, very well-known jumping sire. And here he goes. On his way, you can see him gathering a little bit of speed there to make sure he gets up over 1 the way he wants to. Got himself a little bit closer to 2 than he actually probably wanted to, but no problem. The horse gave him a great effort. Turning to the careful plank at number 3.
Nice. The plank always sort of, I sort of hold my breath
That's
every
right.
time now.
And here we go, up over the first double, no problem at all, the two stride. You can see he's staying a little bit snugger, probably thinking about his time allowed a little bit to the wall. Really
Oh,
nice
very
effort there by
nice.
Follow Me. Make sure he gets him nice and straight to the Liverpool.
First Liverpool pool cleared.
There. You know, and he galloped into that double, and that's really good testament to the horse. He just backed up and jumped out over B very nicely.
Yeah, sometimes their stride, it looks like they're just going to run right into it. In the last moment, they sort of switch the stride up and pounce over, and it's so quick, so quick. I wonder if that's the horse or the rider. Who's making that quick switch there?
A little bit of both of them. Here we go. We're working on our fourth clear round here. He's going to be close for the time.
I think he's going to make it.
Here we go, over the last jump. And there we go. There is our fourth clear round. That's great for Vincent. He will be thrilled with that.
80.17 is his time.
There we go. 4 coming back for the jump off now. There we go, and we're on the 23rd horse here now.
And this horse is Zanzibar, an 11-year-old stallion, Belgian stallion. The rider is Tanya Leverchik. She's a regular on Southern California Grand Prix circuit and competed successfully the CP Grand Prix during the World Cup finals in Las Vegas. Zanzibar seems to be her lucky horse.
She's had great success with this horse, and here she is, getting herself ready to tackle Alan Wade's course, and we'll see how they do here tonight. It's a beautiful gray stallion.
Beautiful, yes. It almost looks white compared to one of the other horses I saw was gray.
Yeah, and usually as they get older, they get lighter colored.
Oh,
so,
I see.
again, her groom will probably be spending a lot of time in the wash rack to keep him this shiny white, that's for sure. He is a beautiful stallion. There we go. Really reads jump number 3 well. Jumps that plank very carefully. Oh, and just, galloped on a little bit. Maybe got a little bit flat. Pulled his back feet through the front rail there of the Thunderbird Oxer.
Doing very nicely otherwise. Maybe a tad slow.
She could be a little wide here to the wall.
That's not going to help her with the time.
Here we go. I think she'll just be looking for a nice solid performance here. Really nice effort over the Liverpool. Again, that combination, I don't think anyone's had that combination down yet today. Here we go. Oh, he's got to make sure he gets focused on that skinny. Wow, really a big shift to the left there.
And
But got very
to the
careful
left.
and jumped the Oxer. And you can see her giving him a little tap with her stick saying, wake up here. We got a tough line to jump coming home. Good
Very
ride
nice.
over that double. Excellent effort over the Liverpool, and she's heading home with just carrying 4 faults. So let's hope she gets up and over the last Oxer. There we go. So 4 and a time fault. Still great performance for her here tonight.
82-84.
Great. Really invaluable experience getting to jump courses of this caliber and having a great result like that, Jeff.
She's currently ranked number 12. Next up, we have Will Simpson riding the Dude.
I think you're going to like this horse, Jeff.
It must be a Big Lebowski fan.
It's a 9-year-old Oldenburg gelding owned by Monarch International. And they're all from Malibu, California. And Will actually was the 2008 Olympic gold medalist. And he's also set the high jump record at 7'9¼ on Jolly Good. So Will's a very accomplished rider, as we all know, and we'll hope for the best. He's won quite a few Grand Prix in Thermal this winter between his 2 horses, and he sure will be a fierce competitor, so we'll hope for a clear round so we can see him back in the jump-off.
And the Dude is a very confident horse.
How can't you be with the name The Dude? You gotta be.
The Dude. I like saying that.
I thought you'd like that one. Here we go, galloping up to the 2-stride, the first combination. Excellent effort by the horse there. You can see he's going to give him just a little bit of time to make sure that he gets straight and jumps the wall. Super effort. He's going to argue with him a little bit, set him up for this line, say, hey, listen, pay attention.
I saw that little interaction there.
And then he'll just ride him in there and let him be careful jumping out, covering the width, no problem at all. Coming to our skinny line, jumping into the corner. A little distracting for the horses for sure. There's a lot of people sitting under the tent tonight. Okay, bringing it home clear here, Will. Let's get him straight here to the last double. Super effort. No
nice.
problem at all. Really making this look easy. A little rub there
yeah.
at 12.
He's picking up the pace nicely.
And
He's
let's
going to have
go
a
for
great
our
time, I
fifth
think.
round. There we go. Fifth clear round. There we go. We got one for the jump. Another one for the jump
Excellent.
off.
Excellent effort from Will and the Dude. We're currently ranked number 1.
So 5 in the jump off so far. So, and we got a few speed demons, so it's going to get a little more exciting.
Definitely. I look forward to seeing the Dude again.
You can see him having a well-deserved bite of grass on his way out of the
Oh,
arena.
yeah. They're happy. Very, very happy with that.
And on to our 25th in the order now.
And that is Alicia Edgar riding Cipollini VD Gastove. I know I said that wrong.
That's okay. Chip's a 13-year-old Belgian gelding by Darko, by the famous stallion Darko. And Alicia's been partnered with this horse for a few years. And when she first bought this horse, he was quite difficult for her to ride. She wasn't sure she was ever going to be able to figure him out. And since then, she's had numerous Grand Prix wins, and he's really taken her all the way to the top of the sport.
So far, no faults.
Be careful here, Chip. Good boy.
Almost 20 seconds into the run.
Just heading to our first double combination on the course. 1.45 vertical jumping out.
Very good through the double.
She's carrying quite a good pace. I don't think time's going to be a problem for her. She just has to keep Chip a bit rideable. He can get a bit strong and
that was close.
a bit bold on her. So hopefully she can keep him together and contained. And just got away from her a little bit there. A little bit of a longer distance, and I think he just pulled her a little more than she meant to. So has the front rail of the Liverpool down. Oh. And you see,
Oh, no.
And hopefully Alicia's okay. You could see him just come around the corner, and it was like he stared past the jump and went to put in another stride, and she for sure did not think he was putting in another stride. What an unfortunate
Well, I've heard
end to
people
the
say,
day.
I've heard the locals say that the horses, they don't like Fort Langley for some reason.
For some reason, sometimes they just don't enjoy that jump, and he just looked right through it and definitely didn't like something and said he needed a second, and Alicia was pretty sure they were leaving the ground. That's really too bad tonight. We'll see Alicia back another day.
I think every other rider horse has made it over that one. Has anyone faulted on
Yeah,
that?
they've had a few of the skinnies have fallen down. It's that
okay.
one jumps a bit careful, and they jump a bit to the side. So on to our next challenger, and you can see Richard's giving Richard Spooner and Chivas, he's giving him a little tour of where he thinks he might need to see.
Shiva Z is a warm blood gelding, 16 years old. Richard won over 100 Grand Prix. Wow. Wow. 100 Grand Prix? How many people even compete in that many?
Exactly, and they call him the master of faster, so we'll really hope he gets into the jump off on one of his horses, because that'll make it a really good horse race here, Jeff. He's quite a good rider. He's competed all over the world with great success, and he's back in the United States of America. Comes up to Canada, loves showing at Thunderbird, Spruce Meadows, and he's a great competitor.
Yeah, this should be an impressive run. I mean, 3-time winner of the Monaco Grand Prix, leading rider at Geneva. He's competed in 14 World Cup finals, and earned over $6 million.
Very impressive.
Wow.
There we go, out over the two-stride. Got to keep Chivas' focus here as he comes to the wall. Really nice effort there. It's going to get him straight for the Liverpool. Shouldn't be a problem for him. There we go. Really nice over the double. And again, that double hasn't been a problem at all. Turning to our skinny, tricky line.
Fast. Very fast.
That's how he likes to be. You're not going to be seeing a time fault from Richard. See, but he gave himself enough time. He's going to get Chivas straight for this combination. Whoa, horse stuttered a little bit there at B, and then you can see him just really pushing him to the Liverpool. And here we go, up and over the last one.
Wow.
There is our 6th for the jump off. Excellent.
Very
our
nice.
jump off just got faster.
79.05, and he's at number 1. I'm sure he's happy with that, but he made it look easy. I have to say, that just looked easy for him.
That's going to make the jump off very exciting. And you can see he'll give him big pats, let him eat some grass, and probably feed him a treat out of his pocket on the way out.
Excellent run from Richard and Shivasi. Here we have Jeffrey Fields. Jeffrey's riding Already. That's the name of the horse, Already. 10-year-old mare, and the breed is
Dutch KWPN.
all right.
So it's a Dutch mare.
And the sire was Quirly Bat Hero. Wow, do you know
How would
Quirly
you like
Bat
to
Hero?
say that?
I like saying that.
And we'll see how Jeffrey does. This is his first outing on the field with the horse of this tournament, so you can see he's just going to take the nice medium approach, make sure his horse gets focused on the first jump. He's carrying quite a good pace.
Yeah, definitely. This looks like another fast team.
He went on there right on stride, maybe a little faster than some of the other horses. Let's hope the horse regroups and he did one less stride in the first line and then came around, didn't quite work out for him at the skinny plank, and the horse just rubbed it out of the way and stayed just a little bit flat to that oxer. Now we'll see if he can get a little bit of canter back the way he wants it, and something fell out on the landing there of B, so hopefully they can get that. All right, and he's going to get him nice and straight here to the Liverpool.
Hopefully he can keep faultless through the rest of this run.
Oh, and there we go. I think that's the first one that's had 4 faults in the combination, the second combination on the course.
See, he seems to have slowed down a bit here.
Ooh, and
Yeah.
there, see, he's just, again, jumping into this end. The horses just tend to stall up a little in the air, and he just didn't get quite across the back rail of the oxer. Turning to the last line on the course, the 1 stride.
Here we go, some confidence back there.
4 strides, really, really well ridden there. An excellent effort by Already. And a great gallop to the last jump, and just didn't quite get across the width of that oxer. So 20 faults, no time faults, good experience, and we'll see Jeffrey back again.
Up next, we have Rich Fellers riding Revenge. 14-year-old Swedish warm blood gelding.
And normally Rich's wife, Shelley, rides this horse, so Rich has the ride on him tonight. So we'll see. Rich had the last jump down on Colgan Cruz, so I'd say he's going to be really hoping Revenge gives it his all and they can put together a clear round tonight. And then Rich noticed that something fell off on the landing there, so he's just taking a second to make sure they get that, and off he's going to give Revenge the longer approach to jump number 1. And you can see, gives him a little tour of the wall as well, and off he goes.
We'll see how he does here. Is Rich from Langley?
No, he is from Wilsonville, Oregon, actually.
Oregon. So the horse won the 2015 $56,000 Langley School District Grand Prix.
Right, that would have been in May this year, yep.
I see.
Yeah, it's a very, Shelley and Revenge have quite a partnership, so it's quite nice that Rich gets to ride this horse right now. So far, so good. Revenge is, they call him Reggie. He's quite a careful horse, and he'll know to pick his feet up for Rich, that's for sure. And again, you can see Rich is wasting no time out there.
Yeah, the pace is...
Easy 6 strides to the double, the Scopy double. And he's going to turn and get himself straight to make sure Revenge can...
I think he knocked over the second of that
Oh,
oxer
he
there.
did. He
Yeah,
did
he's
have
got
B down behind. It was hard to see. The tree was in our way. That's too bad. And here we are coming to the last line.
He's taking it a bit wide.
Just to make sure the horse... Oh, see, you can see. Those horses, they honestly, they look through at A, and you can see when they jump up in the air so high there, They just have a little trouble regaining their balance to power up over B. He got a little nose low there and just couldn't quite get back to jump B.
I imagine those colors, it's camouflage for sure.
The horses will just somewhat get distracted, like I said, whether it's the water jump or they're looking down at the Liverpool. It's just a little bit tricky for them there.
Maybe if the jump after the oxer was a different color, they'd
there we go. It's a little bit of a longer distance, and the horses really just need to stay focused, and if they don't, they have a little trouble there. As he's cantering down to the last jump. And he finishes up on 11 faults, so not the performance Rich wanted.
No.
I think we'll see him back again on another horse, though.
So how many horses can one rider ride in a tournament?
This competition, they can have 2.
Okay.
And on Sunday, they can all only have 1.
I see.
So here we go. We're on to our 29th in the order.
Who is Francie Steinwedel-Carvin, riding Lapsus ou Labor, a 16-year-old gelding.
And the horse is a very consistent competitor in 145. And Prentice Partner owns this horse. And Francie Steinwedel-Carvin was a medal in Maclay Regionals final winner, she says, back in the dinosaur ages. But Francie's a great rider and a super competitor, and I suspect we'll see a good performance from her here tonight. And again, that first jump, that is the most frustrating jump. And this horse looks like it's quite keen and ready for its job tonight. Maybe too keen and just pulled her a little past where she wanted to be, I'd say there. No problem at all with the plank. Up and easily up and over the Thunderbird horse heads. And you can see whether she's going to try to step it up a little bit and be a bit of a fast 4 falter, as we haven't had that many clears, or if she's just going to go for a nice round, get some good experience, and hope to play again another day.
Francie represented USA on many Nation Cups teams.
Really good. Francie had to really put out a lot of effort there to get the horse to jump out of B cleanly, but no problem at all. And you can see he's just a tiny little bit sticky here jumping into this corner. You can see her kicking him there. Good riding by Francie's part now. She's going to have a bit of a job here. There we go. Super effort. Really good effort on the horse's part. Excellent ride. You can see her arguing there to get back to jump that Liverpool cleanly.
She won the argument.
She did. So that's really unfortunate to have the first jump down, be well under the time allowed, so just out of the jump off, unfortunately, for Francie here tonight.
I think she'll be happy with that.
She'd be happier to be in the jump off. But yeah, still a nice performance, really good performance on the horse's part, too.
Oh, yeah. She's ranked 12. And what ranked, how does that work for making it into the jump off?
So the clean rounds all get into the jump off, and then after that the ties are split by time. So the 1 falters will be next, and then the fastest of the 4 falters will go down in order from that.
So at this stage now, if you're ranked 12, you're out.
She might still be in the money.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but definitely only the clear rounds will come back for the jump off.
I see. Okay. Here we have Carl Cook. He's riding Basimoto, 9-year-old gelding. Sire was Quasimodo Zed.
Okay, and Carl's on his way here. Heading to the second jump on course. I think he'll be hoping for a better round than his first round. Let's see, he's going to jump number 3.
Basimoto.
Easy 7 strides there up over the Thunderbird Oxer.
Up to the next Oxer and single.
No problem there at all. Turning to the wall.
I thought more people would have problems with this wall, but it...
Yeah, they either do or they don't. There's very few that just bump it down. They're either really knocking it down or they're jumping it clean.
No problem over the first Liverpool. And continuing without any faults. The time is good. Under 50 seconds at this point. Over Fort Langley.
Oh, and look at that. Just
Fort
a
Langley.
late rail. Just touched it with his back feet. It's also terrible when the rail rolls off the front of the jump like that. It's a bit frustrating. Here we go, turning to the last line. Oh, you can see, and you can see the horse just pulling Carl a little harder than he wanted to. And he said, you know what, we're not quite ready to go to that, so I'm going to make a circle, and we're going to come around and try that again.
Yep, there's definitely a little battle going on between the horse and rider here, but yes, there we go. All right.
I bet Carl wishes he could have caught that done the first time, unfortunately.
Yeah, this time will definitely be much over. 14, 15 faults.
So he finishes up with 15 faults, 93.83, so just not Carl's day here today.
Nope, unfortunately not.
We'll see Carl back on Sunday, I'm pretty sure, though. The sun will be out. It'll be much more California ready for him. So still, only the 6 clear rounds as we're entering into the 31st horse on course.
Up next is Sanjay Bajai, riding K2.
And Sanjay rides for his home country of India. And this is K2 is a 12-year-old Belgian warm blood. And Sanjay qualified for the World Equestrian Games in Cannes 2014. So we'll be hoping for big things for Sanjay here today.
K2, besides being a mountain, is also a very successful 6-bar horse internationally under British Olympian Tim Stockdale.
Oh, and unfortunately has that careful plank down, that darn plank, and then the Thunderbird Oxer as well. Heading into the first of 3 combinations. Jumps that, no problem at all.
Very close.
It's going to go around to the wall, so I'd say he's probably going to end up on a few time faults here, but he wants to make sure that he really sees that wall and gives it a good effort. It didn't quite work out for him. He still rubbed one of the blocks out of the way.
Now, this is a large horse. I mean, I think he named it appropriately, or whoever named it appropriately, K2. Coming up through Fort Langley and another fault, and then through the World Cup. Oxer,
and let's see how he does with the difficult line here coming home. This is a big challenge for this horse and rider.
For sure. I'm sure the horse thinks he's...
Just didn't get his back feet out of the way.
Nope.
Lost balance a little bit there, the Liverpool. So we're working on quite a few faults, but then the last one falls down to a little over the time allowed. So 38 faults in total. So again, Sanjay, we'll see him back to compete another day.
89.04 was his time, and a rank of 26. Up next, we have Carrie Ann Boyle Lockhart, riding Pharaoh DC, 10-year-old warm blood, Belgian warm blood gelding.
And Carrie Ann Boyce Lockhart is actually from Eugene, Oregon, and she started riding very young at the age of 2.
2? 2, that's, I mean, I guess you don't need to walk to ride a horse, right?
And she graduated out of the University of Oregon and then started Poseidon Stables in Oregon. And she's been riding professionally since then. Pharaoh DC, again, is by Darko. It's a great horse for her. She gets to compete at Spruce Meadows in the meter 45s and at the Grand Prix around here and has had great success. And what you'll see, Jeff, about Carrie Ann is she loves pink. There'll be pink on the horse's boots, pink trim on the bonnet. You'll see wherever she can put a splash of pink in, she will. So here's hoping Pharaoh behaves today and gives Carrie Ann a clear round because he can be very competitive in the jump-offs.
Well, that's a good thing, I'd think. A competitive horse.
It's a great horse.
As long as it's not competing against the rider.
This one is a great, great competitor. He knows what his job is, and let's make sure he gets over this plank clean here, Carrie Ann. Super effort there. No problem at all at the Thunderbird Signature Oxer.
She placed 7th at the Kubota Canada Grand Prix West Coast Classic just this year.
She's going to make sure she gives him a little bit of time to make sure he judges the wall accordingly. There we go.
Plenty of room.
Now she has to keep him a little bit contained to this Liverpool. See, anyone that lets them get just a little bit too open on their step, they just rub out that front rail. Really super effort on the horse's part to jump out of that double. Heading into our cramped, claustrophobic corner here. No problem at all for Farrell. You can see she's arguing, making sure she gets his attention, knowing that this last line's proved to be a little difficult, wants to make sure she gets the right distance in. Ooh, and you know what? She got him a little bit close, and he pushed out the front rail. Did manage to sit up and get him out over B, but that was a bit of an effort for sure.
And the last rails are cleared.
So 2 down, 8 faults and a time fault. So again, I think Carrie Ann will be happy enough with that performance. Unfortunately, she would have liked to be clear. So 9 faults keeps her out of the jump off.
And now we have Lori Jameson riding KVF Zeno. Stallion of 11 years. And the breed is
The KWPN Dutch breeding. And Lori's actually from Red Deer, Alberta, where she runs KVF Farm. And she has quite a good business there. And she does a lot of breeding. So she uses most of her stallions for breeding and competing on. So Zeno's relatively new to this level of competition. So we'll see how he handles Alan Wade's course tonight.
Is this common for riders to be breeders?
Sometimes, yeah. It's a very hard part of the business, the breeding. Lori's husband's a vet, so I think that's fairly helpful for her as well. But there, and that darn first jump just really sets the tone for the rest of the course. And the second jump, too. Oh, dear.
Come on, Lori.
We'll see how Zeno takes our plank here. Let's see if he picks his feet up, if he has a bit of a wake-up call. There we go.
Cleared the plank, though. That's a good sign.
And up over the Thunderbird jump. It's just like he wasn't quite. Sometimes, you know, the stallions will lose their focus. And like I said, that first line, jumping around the corner into that end, they can be a little spooky and distracted. And I think that's kind of what caught up with her. She's taking the wall fairly tight, thinking probably a little bit about her time allowed.
Very confident looking. I don't see the horse or the rider looking around at all. Just straight ahead.
Super
Very
effort
confident.
there. Again, this is going to be a bit distracting for this horse with the crowd jumping. You can see Lori really riding him to get across that oxer. Dropping her reins, fixing her helmet, thinking, oh gosh, I got a lot of work to do here, coming home for this last line.
Oh, yeah, it's
come
difficult
on, buddy.
here. I'm sure that horse thinks
There
it's
we
going to
go.
go through.
And just like I said, I think that got her a little undone, and just has a couple more rails down this last line. Still, you know what? 20 faults, 21 faults because she had one time fault. Nothing terrible. Still invaluable experience for this horse and rider here tonight.
Absolutely. It's tough to compete with those flawless runs by some of those other riders, though.
Well, you know, you need to bring up your young horses, and it was a good experience for him, even though he had a few jumps out of the way. So I think Lori will be happy enough with that, and we'll see her back again.
Next up is Andreas Rodriguez riding Verdi, 13-year-old SCSL gelding. Verdi's groom says that when entering the ring, Verdi likes to learn the course for his rider. What does that mean?
I'm not sure what that means. He must know where he's going, and he'll be able to read it. So let's say Andreas will be hoping for big things from this horse here tonight. And here we go as he's turning to the careful plank. There we go. The Longines plank stays up, no problem. Really nice ride and effort over the Thunderbird signature jump, cantering to the first double combination, the 2-stride on course. There we go. The horse looks happy to do his job here.
Coming up to the wall.
There we go. Now he's got to keep him a little bit contained, like we've said to this Liverpool. Puts him exactly where he wants him. Really nice ride down that middle line of the arena. Again, a little distracting with all the people here.
Very smooth pace.
Yeah, Verdi looks like he's got all his concentration on the course. Nice and even rhythm. Andreas will just set him up a little bit for this last line. Oof, really fighting with him.
There we go. Great time, too. Let's see if they can make the last oxer clear. Yes.
There we go. And he's not going to make that mistake again. He's clear. 77.87 in the jump off now. 7.
And he's in the new #1 spot. Andres Rodriguez and Verdi.
All right, and on to the 35th. So we're on the 35th and 7 clear rods. So, Jeff, that tells you exactly what we're thinking about Alan's course. It's set almost exactly right. A course designer is going to be quite happy with these results, I'd say.
Mm-hmm. Here we have Cara Anthony riding Aima de la Demi-Lune, 9-year-old Belgian warm-blooded mare.
And again, sired by the famous jumping stallion Darko, so should definitely have enough power and scope to jump this course cleanly. She is only a 9-year-old. She's a little bit younger. And Cara, I think, will be looking for some invaluable experience here tonight.
Yeah, she just started back in the Grand Prix after selling her Nations Cup horse 2 years ago. So she's very optimistic about Aima.
There we go, and starts off really nicely down the first line. I hope the mare stays focused here over the Longines vertical. Super effort there. Can gallop her on a little bit to cover the Thunderbird jump. And again, really making this course look easy.
Clearing all the jumps with plenty of room, but maybe a bit slow.
We'll see if she picks it up a little bit. She's got to keep the mare straight and really paying attention into this line. Super nice ride by Cara there. Just the mare pulled her a little more than she wanted to and just got a little bit underneath that Liverpool and rubbed out the front rail. Again, being a 9-year-old, this is quite a lot of track. Cara's giving her a really nice ride. There we go. Reaches across the width of that oxer. Turning to the last line. There we go. You know, good focus by the mare there. She just shut down her hind end a little bit early and had the back rail with her back feet.
Yep. Her time won't be bad. 8 faults.
She's going to be just over the time allowed. Yeah, just over. So 9 faults still. Really, really great experience for that partnership. You can see Cara patting her, telling her she's a good girl. She knows exactly how hard that course was and what a great effort the mare put in tonight.
Yeah, great effort from Cara Anthony and Aima de la Demi-Lune. Here we have Jen Sarek riding Okapi de Turlong. Okapi de Turlong is a Selle Francais gelding of 13 years.
And Okapi is a very interesting horse. It's quite a nice ride for Jen. The girls call him Ox in the barn. And she's been partnered with this horse the last few years and had some really great wins. Okapi can get a little strong on her at times, so we'll hope Jen can keep him together and keep him focused for the task at hand. But he sure does try his best for her, and he jumps great, so we'll hope for good things from Jen and Okapi here today.
They come from just around the corner at Calgary, Alberta. So close that she has not missed a single Thunderbird horse show in 22 years.
Pretty remarkable. There we go. No problem with this first double on course so far. Jen's making it look pretty easy.
Very nice ride.
She's going to make sure that he gets straight here to the Thunderbird wall. He should have no problem with that, right? Keep him a little bit contained. Get him squared up and straight so he can jump this cleanly. Super ride by Jen there. And he respected that nice short double very well. Now she's got to keep his focus here. Jumping into the corner. Make sure he's looking where he's going.
The spectators, very nice jump. The horse and rider are not distracted at all. Very focused.
You can see her giving herself enough room here, and she's got to leg him up over A. Come on, Jen.
There we go. A little tap, but no problem.
4 strides to the Liverpool.
Here we go. Pick it up a bit.
Let's see if her time's going to be all right.
And
oh, she's going to be close. Just over.
Just over. 1 fault. Jen Sarek, I'm sure she'll be happy with that run.
She will be very happy with that round. Good for Jen. Good for Okapi. She'll be giving him big pats, and I'd say we'll see her on Sunday.
She's ranked 10th today.
Good job for Jen. So just hanging in there at the bottom of the ribbons. Super effort tonight. All right, so on to our 37th horse on course.
Number 37 is Uma O'Neill, riding the stallion, Clockwise of Greenville Zed.
So another nice long name for you.
Yep.
And Uma's from Santa Cruz, California. And she just started competing at this level this year. She competed at Spruce Meadows this summer in the FEI levels, and now she's hoping for a good result here tonight. And you can see Clockwise is already well on his way here to jump number 2. He's saying, come on, Uma, let's go. They're not wasting any time out there tonight.
Yeah, Clockwise is placed in multiple California Grand Prix this year. I wonder if they get out of California very often.
I'm not sure why you'd want to leave there too often. The weather's perfect. Here we go. She's getting herself set up here to get to the Thunderbird wall. You can see he's getting a little bit strong on her. There she had to go to the stick because she felt him backing up, and unfortunately just pushes one of those blocks out of the way for 4 faults. Now she's going to really have to contain him in this line.
Another 4 faults there.
Yeah, so she's working on 8. Can see he's just awfully bold with her here tonight. Dragging her around just a little bit. There we go. She seems to have that back under control as she heads to our last line on the course. She's got a hack more on, Jeff, so you can see there's not actually a bit in the horse's mouth.
Oh.
Just works on the nose pressure.
Oh, that's different from every other rider we've seen so
Some
far?
horses don't really like the nose pressure, the bit in the mouth, so they go on the nose pressure. Whoa, and she's galloping on to the last jump. Okay, well, definitely time was not a problem for her.
Not a problem at all.
78.39, 8 faults. Good night for Uma. Some great experience for her here.
Yeah, great experience.
All right, and our next rider is just entering the ring. You can see he's going for just a little bit. He's going to go for a little bit of a tour and make sure his horse sees that wall.
This is Jeffrey Fields, riding Bibalia SMH, 9-year-old KWPN.
Yeah, and it's a mare by Cardento. And Jeffrey's from Woodside, California. So we'll hope for the best here for Jeffrey tonight. See how he is. See if he has a little better result than his last horse. He'll be hoping to get in the jump off on this one, I'd say.
All right, up to jump number 1.
There we go. Oh, and that first jump really has fallen down more than I would have thought today, Jeff. It's been tricky, and I think it's a little bit the approach, because you either have to come off a bit of a short approach and perhaps the horses get distracted jumping into that corner, or a bit of a longer approach. And again, the horses, they can be too far away and they lose their focus. So, and then has the back rail of the Thunderbird signature jump. He's riding pretty hard into this first combination, the 2-stride, jumps that no problem. Let's see how he does over to the wall here. He was showing her this when he came in, so hopefully, great, that worked out well for him.
Worked out very well. They look like an aggressive team, these two.
Oh, and just pushed her a little bit through that front rail. She didn't back off quite as much as he would have liked, and sitting on 12 faults here as he's heading into our line that jumps into this claustrophobic skinny corner for the horses with all the people on the side. Really nice effort by both of them up that line, and now you can see he's going to set her up here for this difficult line coming home. Little bit of a forward 1-stride.
See if he can make it clear over the last.
Super ride down that line. Just making sure he's careful there. Oh, and just had that unfortunate last rail down. So 16 faults under the time allowed.
But ranked 29.
Giving her a big pat there. I think he's quite happy with that result here tonight. We'll see Jeff back again another day.
Up next we have Ashley Bond, riding Ace of Hearts.
So out of the 38 horses we've seen, only 7 clear, Jeff.
Only 7. We think there should be, what, 10? Maybe 10.
We're getting closer to not having 10. There's only a few left, so let's hope we get a few more. They'll make the jump off much more exciting. Here, we can hope for a good performance here by Ashley. This is only an 8-year-old, so it's a younger horse. It's a Holsteiner. And they like to call him the little devil child. And she says his attitude really makes up for his size. He is a feisty little horse, and Ashley rides this horse really quite well. So let's hope for an exciting, clear performance, and Ashley will make it in the jump off. You can see she's going to give Ace of Hearts a nice approach to the first line, making sure he stays focused, understanding where he's going. There we go, and up and over one, no problem. You can see she's riding him pretty hard up that first line just to make sure he doesn't have any thoughts about knocking down that second jump. Now she's got to contain him a little bit to jump the plank clean. Super effort there. No problem at all.
Plenty of clearance. I have high hopes for Ashley. I think she might be under time with
She's
no
definitely
faults.
going to be under the time.
Doing really well up to the wall here now.
Make sure he stays straight there. And as you can
Wow.
see, like I said, it's either a problem for you or not, really.
No, this is a high jumper for sure. Wow. I think this might be the most clearance we've seen, like, consistently. Just clearing every jump with at least 6 to 12 inches.
Super effort here by Ace of Hearts. She's got to keep him focused up this line, jumping into the end of the ring.
Wow. That horse can jump.
Making sure she keeps his attention here as she heads to the most difficult line on the course of the evening. Here we go. Give him a little kick there. Oh, you know what? And she had to kick him pretty hard, and he just touched the back rail with his
Just
back
tapped
feet.
it. It
You know,
was
poor
enough.
Ashley, she's kind of had unfortunate cheap rails on her horses tonight. So 4 faults. I'd say probably the fastest of the 4 falters there.
Yeah, ranked 13.
But still just
Well under
keeps
time.
her out of the money and out of the jump off here tonight. She'll be all set up for Sunday now. You can see she's giving him pat. She's happy with that. She knows that was just a bit of an unlucky rail there at 11A.
It was unlucky. That was probably the deciding factor for getting into the jump off for her.
Oh, absolutely. She definitely wouldn't have been her time. So too bad, but still, really great performance by Ashley here tonight.
Up next is Gareth Graves riding Babette, 9-year-old Dutch mare. They're from Edmonton, Alberta.
Yes, and Gareth runs a successful business in Edmonton, and Jill Helena actually owns this horse. Gareth's been competing on this horse. This is his 2nd year now, and he just started last summer, stepping up to this level. So him and Babette are relatively new, but it's a careful mare. Gareth and her are getting to be quite a partnership. So here's hoping for, that's it, really good girl there. Let's hope for a clear round for Gareth here tonight. He was, too bad. The Thunderbird just got a little bit too close to the Thunderbird signature oxer. No problem with the 2-stride. He's probably going to give her a little bit of time to make sure she gets straight and can read this wall.
Oh,
Just didn't quite get her as straight as he would have liked there, and she just didn't quite get her feet up and out of the way.
if they used Legos, that wall would be easier, I think.
Definitely wouldn't fall down as easily. And just doesn't quite cover the back rail there at B. Gonna get her nice and straight here. See if she gets up and over that oxer. There you go, no problem at all. And he's got to take his time just to make sure he sets her up so that she can cover. He's going to be a little close here.
Nice.
A little rub there at B, but got out of the way. Oh, and then just didn't quite get up in the air at the Liverpool.
Well, it'll be a good
There we
time
go.
on this run, but maybe
So
it'll...
16 faults, yeah, well
Yeah.
under the time allowed. But you know what, still again, just moving up to this level, not having that much experience, only a 9-year-old mare. We'll see more of Gareth in the future.
You definitely will. Here we have Richard Spooner riding Zaparilla M.
So Richard already has one in the jump off, Jeff. So let's see if he can get Zaprilla into the jump off as well. It's an 11-year-old stallion, so he's had a little more experience. The horse is fairly comfortable at this level, so hopefully Richard can have 2 in the jump off, and then we'll have a lot of excitement to watch this evening.
So he's riding 2 different horses in the same tournament.
Absolutely, and they both go a little bit different, and you really just need to adjust your ride for the horse that you're on. You can see he's giving him a nice long approach to the first jump. Again, being a stallion, you wouldn't want him to get distracted jumping into this end.
He must have an advantage then. I mean, he got to ride it.
The more times you get to go, the better you are technically. So hopefully, I mean, he should know what he needs to do. Oh, that darn plank, it just keeps falling down.
Must be the wind.
Yeah, and just, like you said, trim their toes just a little bit more. Here we go, up over the first combination.
Oh, very close to all of the rails, but only 4 faults so far. His time isn't bad.
This one's a bigger, slower mover than his last horse as well, so he might be cutting a few more corners to stay under the time allowed.
Yeah, this horse, it can...
And then just rubbed out a B there again with his front feet at 2. You can see as he's going here, oh, little zigzag in our 5 stride. That might have bought him a little bit of room, made that oxer a little easier for him to jump. You see Richard giving him a big pat for a good effort there.
Yeah. This horse looks heavy when it jumps.
He's a bigger bodied horse, yeah. Oh,
really.
And you can see Richard kind of jumped that vertical clean for him, I think, and then just got him a little bit low there. The horse just didn't quite get himself up over the Liverpool. So 12 faults and just over the time allowed. So 13 faults in total. But again, invaluable experience at a course of this level and this height. So only 1 for Richard in the jump off tonight. Now, the first of 4 remaining is coming back in the ring. And again, Will also has 1 in the jump off. So he'll be looking to qualify Katie Riddle for the jump off as well. So Will Simpson and Katie Riddle.
Katie Riddle is a 15-year-old Brandenburger mare. They're from Malibu. Katie's a worker bee who loves a good jump off.
So we'll be really hoping that Will and Katie make it into the jump off here tonight. It's a well-experienced team, so I don't foresee him having any problems with this course. You can see he's just going to give Katie a little bit of a tour, make sure he gets himself organized for his approach to the first jump. He's taking his time here, getting ready, making sure Katie's organized. And if he gets 2 in the jump off, it's guaranteed to be fast.
He's taking a little bit shorter of a lead up to this first jump, but
no
clears
problem.
it no problem.
And does the 8 strides, no problem there. Making sure Katie's going to stay focused on the Longines plank. Again, a little bit hard for the horses to read, and the white stripe sometimes causes them a little confusion. No problem for Katie, but unfortunately gets a little bit flat and has the front rail of the Thunderbird oxer down. Now, probably try to keep his turns a little bit tight to be a faster 4-faulter.
Up to the wall and over nicely.
With the Thunderbird's Vancouver Skyline wall. Beautiful jump. And just, again, that Liverpool, if you just don't hit it quite right, the horses happen to just push that front rail out of the way. Coming to our line here, the skinny with the 5 strides to the Longines signature fence. Good effort there. Now we'll see him just set her up a little bit here. Make sure he gets exactly where he wants to, jumping into this last line. And no problem at all there.
Lots of clearance.
Super ride. There we go. So 8 faults under the time allowed. Good setup for Sunday. We'll see Will back again. You're seeing all our multiple rides now at the end of the course here, Jeff. We're going to see Francie Steinwedel Carvin next on Juan Architect.
How many riders, how many horses can one rider ride in a single tournament?
Just 2 in this one. Yeah,
2
they're limited to 2 in this one, and Sunday they're limited to 1.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and Brenda Riddell from Silver Star Farms owns this horse, so it's a Canadian-owned horse. And Francie gets the ride on it, and this horse actually jumps quite well for Francie, so hopefully Francie will be really hoping to get in the jump off. Her unfortunate first jump down on the other horse, I think she won't be making that mistake on this one.
Juan Architect. Her horse is a 12-year-old Dutch gelding. They're from Calgary.
Well, the owner's from Calgary and the horse, but
Oh, okay.
he gets to spend most of his time in California with Francie.
Wasn't that nice? I want to be a horse.
California and Florida, right. This is a lovely horse. Francie rides it great, so we'll hope for a clear round here. And you can see she's taking a little bit shorter approach to the first jump.
Wonder why they would choose to do that. Wouldn't the longer approach always be more beneficial?
Just the horse specific, not always, because they can lose their focus on the long canter down there. So just making sure they're looking where they're going. Hopefully he jumps this plank clean for her. There we go, not even a tick on it.
Yeah, seems to be clearing these jumps with ease so far. Horse jumps high, brings its hooves up just as high.
Lovely, lovely effort by the horse. Probably likes a little bit the fresher weather. You can see the wind's picking up a little bit, but so far it hasn't posed a problem for any of the horses. It's a bit of a cooler day, so it's actually an easier
There's the
competition
first.
day for the horses, but just what an unfortunate rail there at the Liverpool. Gaining a little bit of speed here.
Clears the skinny up to the Longines.
Beautiful ride up that line. She's just going to make sure, again, a hackamore, so no bit in the horse's mouth. Just a little bit of nose pressure. Wow, really made that combination look easy. Oh, blew a shoe. You can see the shoe flying there. So
Wow.
lost a shoe here, and the shoes have little studs in them. So thank goodness she didn't have too many jumps left, so he didn't get slipping on her. So 4 faults, well under the time allowed. Again, just keeping Francie out of the jump off. Big pats for the horse. You can see she's quite happy with that.
Yeah, that was a great run.
So the first of 2 left. Only 2 left to go.
And the first of those 2 is Jennifer Gates. She's riding the Swedish warm blood gelding Cadence.
And this is a 14-year-old. And Jennifer's competed on this horse for a few years now. She's been to young riders with quite a lot of success. So we'll hope for all the best for Jennifer. She just lives across in Washington, so she's been up to Thunderbird quite a few times, and I think she really enjoys riding this horse. So here's hoping the team can jump a clean round tonight.
Cadence has jumped many big classes and won a big class at Miami GCT.
And then here we go, making sure she's giving herself enough time to jump this plank careful and cleanly. Excellent effort by Cadence there. Oh, and that Thunderbird signature jump has just gotten a few horses and riders today. Haven't quite read it 100%. It's a very square oxer there, so I think sometimes the horses just misjudge it. She's going to take a nice little medium track here to the wall.
Close.
And she's going to have to make sure that Cadence gets really straight and really pays attention here. Good ride by Jennifer there to the Liverpool. Excellent effort through that second double on the course.
A great pacing.
Doesn't look too distracted by the crowd on the side here tonight.
No, very focused. Horse and rider, heads in line.
Excellent ride there. Now she's just going to set Cadence up just a little bit here. She's turning in a little early to this combination. Yeah, I was a bit worried about that. She turned in a little bit early, and you could see
the horse was still looking
he
to the right.
Wasn't quite looking at that combination, and when he saw it, he went, "Oh goodness, I just need a second." So she's just going to reapproach it here. There we go, and no problem at all. Just a little miscommunication on their part, and it just shows you the invaluable experience that you need to jump this course clean tonight. So finishes up with 13 faults, but still a nice ride by Jennifer. We won't be seeing her back in a jump off, but I guarantee you we'll see her back another day. All right, and the last 45th of 45th is heading into the ring now.
Sari Gordon riding Domino, KWPN, 12 years of age. She's from Santa Monica, California.
Yeah, and Sari purchased this horse last year to give herself some Grand Prix experience. The horse is 12 years old, so a nice middle-aged horse, and Sari will be hoping for a clean round here so we can have 8 in the jump off. So far there's 7, so she'll be hoping to make it a nice round 8 for ribbon presentations. And she's heading here to the first jump on course.
She rode as a junior with Richard Spooner. He's a good reference, isn't he? Everybody's got Richard Spooner in there.
She has a young, oh, and just unfortunately has that Longines plank down.
Yeah, that plank is in some consistent trouble.
Though this horse, it really is carrying a nice rhythm for her. She's going to gain some invaluable experience here tonight, giving herself a nice approach to the Thunderbird wall. Super effort there by Domino. She's got to get him straight here. And just a little bit of a push off the ground there by the horse and just pushed out the front rail of the Liverpool. Nice effort there at the double. Again, not distracted at all by the crowd on the side. She's going to ride him up and across the width of this oxer. Now she's heading again to our most difficult line on the course.
Yeah, bringing her around the hairpin.
She's going to get a little bit close.
Oh, plenty of clearance.
Yeah,
and,
no problem.
Very nice.
Super ride there.
And up to the last.
Well, what a lovely round. Unfortunately, 12-13 faults will keep her out of the jump off.
But a nice run for her anyway. We'll see her someday. Soon, I hope. Cerie Gordon.
So out of the 45, 7 are clear, and we're just going to wait for our jump off. And our jump off today consists of a little bit of a shortened course. It's going to be jump number 1, so the jump again over by the wall. And we're going to turn to jump number 14, so it's a little bit of an angle across the middle of the ring. Then we're going to roll back on jump 15. It's another new jump. It's the Fort Langley jump, another Fort Langley jump for the horses to like. Then we're going to keep turning to 8AB, which was the shorter Longines double combination. Then we're going to jump 9, which is the skinny, the second Fort Langley jump. Then we're going to do a tight left roll back to number 12, which is the Liverpool beside the water, and gallop on down to 13. So I think it could be a very interesting jump off. There's many places to turn, change your angles, and leave strides out. I think it'll be a good galloping course here tonight, Jeff.
Yeah, I hope so. Is it the same time?
The time allowed in the jump off is 51 seconds, but I'm really hoping we don't see anyone close to that.
Okay, yeah. You're thinking well under?
Well
10
under.
seconds under?
Well, we'll see when the first one goes how to gauge it. The first person back is Jill Blunt, so she'll give it a good go. She doesn't like to ride for second, and being early in the jump off, you want to go as carefully as you can, but as fast as you can, so people think they actually have to try to catch you, and hopefully they make a mistake trying to catch you.
I see.
Being last in the jump off, that'll be Andreas Rodriguez, which is a great position for him to be in, and he'll know exactly what he needs to do, whether he needs to just jump a clean round or whether he needs to go quite fast and put the afterburners on to catch up.
How do you get to be the last person to run? Is that because
just a drawn order? Yeah, just luck.
Order.
Yep, exactly.
Oh, okay.
So they're all coming back in the original order that they were started in, and they should be here momentarily. You can see the jump crews just moving some of the jumps out of the way and making sure there's a clear path for them and making some turns easier and probably a few turns a little bit harder.
Yeah, the Thunderbird crew out here has been doing a fantastic job keeping these grounds neat and tidy.
Yeah, the field is in excellent condition, isn't it?
Beautiful.
And there's been probably just the right amount of rainfall to keep the footing just perfect, and the horses sure seemed happy jumping off of it today.
Yeah, it's been quite dry here, but we have had some rain recently. It's nice to see some green.
The riders are just sort of finishing their warm-ups in the warm-up ring out back. We should be underway shortly here.
So they warm up right up until the point that they're coming out to compete?
Absolutely. Yeah, you want to have the horses ready and the muscles warm and ready to compete as you get on course. And you'll see a lot faster pace this time, Jeff. The horses will be carrying a faster pace from the beginning, and some people will be approaching the first jump again off the long approach on a bit of an angle, and some again will still come off the short turn. I think it's very horse specific there. And I think you're going to see a very different number of strides from 12 to 13 in the jump off, really depending on your horse. And again, there's going to be some severe angles from number 1 to 14, and there's going to be some people that take a little wider track. But of the 7 people that are in the jump off, I don't think there's anyone that's going to be going just for a nice, quiet, clear school around. I think you're going to be seeing everyone going for the win here tonight.
Well, that's great. I'm looking to see some real competitiveness.
And you can see they're raising the jump number 13, so they're going to go up a hole with that just to make that a little bit harder for the horses and riders. It's a little added effort.
Do they know, do the horses and riders know that this jump is being raised?
It doesn't. Sometimes you'll have people watching, they'll run back and say, hey, they put number 13 up a hole, but you just hope that your horse is smart enough to read the height. And you can see they're readjusting the Fort Langley filler at jump number 9.
That's
so
the narrowest one, isn't it?
Yeah, the skinny jump. Yeah, and just making sure that the filler's right underneath it, so it's making it a very vertical effort. And they're going to have a look. You can see Alan here is just going to touch up the Liverpool and make sure that it lines up exactly where he wants it, so it's not too far back behind the vertical. Give the horses a little better chance to read it. This has been a fairly exciting George and Dianne Tidball Legacy Grand Prix tonight. So we're hoping everyone's enjoying it. And I think our first rider is just heading up to the gate. Should just be a few moments away now.
Weather's holding nicely. I was afraid it might just start pouring, or thunderstorm all of a sudden rolls in. But
that's never fun, being a rider, having to ride out in the rain. And you can see the wind has kind of settled down a little bit as well. The flags aren't blowing as much, so weather conditions definitely not going to play a factor tonight in the jump off.
Might even just keep the horses nice and cool and
a little bit fresh.
Yeah. So out of the 45 competitors, how many do we have in the jump off?
7.
7. All competing for the $42,000 George and Dianne Tidball Legacy Grand Prix.
With so many great events happening here over the course of 2 weeks, don't forget to join us tomorrow for the $10,000 Cowell on the roof. That's an Alex Lawn qualifier. Located right here in our fourth round field. We'd like to thank Cowell on the roof.
Just doing the finishing touches here. Just waiting on that first horse. I don't see her in the warm-up ring anymore, so she must be getting ready to head on in. Longines has sure done an excellent job with the sponsorship and the jumps and all the signage. The ring looks great here.
Yeah, it does. They're a very, very excellent sponsor. Consistently involved with show jumping.
You can see the nice screen showing the replays of some of the horses.
Now all the horses and riders, they're in the warm-up arena together. They all sort of share that
all
space.
sharing that. Yeah, there's a nice big space there. Everybody gets their own jump to warm up on and set whatever they'd like to jump, just to make sure that themselves and the horses are ready to compete here at the best level they can be.
I'd like to hear what's going on there. What are the conversations, if any, that are happening? Are they all friendly, good sportsmanship like, or are there some dirty looks, or
There's probably a pretty good Calcutta going on with all the fans here tonight too. So I'd say it could be getting exciting for a few of the spectators this evening. And I know they're doing some fundraising for JustWorld International, which Thunderbird Show Park really is a big supporter of. So that's an excellent charity. So hopefully they've done excellent fundraising, and the Calcutta money goes towards that as well. So it's a fairly fun evening for everybody watching.
Still waiting on some final adjustments to the course.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what's happened there. I don't see Jill in the warm-up, so she's got to be fixing something outside the ring there. We just can't see quite where she's at. But
behind the Longines clock, there's someone leaning up again. I can't tell what turn, which jump that is there, but the wooden,
the totem poles. Yeah, I'm not sure they're jumping that one.
Oh, okay.
So they could just be standing there so that they're out of the way. You certainly don't want anybody in the way when you're turning and going as fast as you can, hoping to win the Grand Prix.
Oh, jump number 1. There was someone with a shovel in the ground there. Maybe
Yeah,
there was a hole.
They're just doing
there.
a little tamping there, making
Okay.
sure the footing's absolutely in pristine condition for these horses and riders tonight. Must be getting close now.
Now, can they warm up their horse too much? Is there a certain point in time when it's like, okay, get on with it. I need to get out there. My horse is getting tired of warming up.
You don't want to waste your jumps in the warm-up ring, that's for sure. But usually what happens is the first few riders anyways try to get ready so they can watch and check out their routes that they're going to take and see what's worked.
So they're actually jumping in the warm-up.
Absolutely.
Oh, I wouldn't have thought so. I would have thought they would take it easy and not risk, potentially an injury or something like
You
that.
want to practice what angles you're going to practice in the jump off and making sure the horse is galloping on and staying right ahead of your leg and listening to you and being able to turn and change things on a moment's notice.
Yet the course here is grass, but the practice ring is that dirt,
It's
sand,
a silica.
gravel?
It's a silica fiber mixture that's actually quite world renowned. Somewhat pretty much created here by everybody at Thunderbird Show Park. So it's an excellent surface to jump on. The horses really seem to jump well off of it, and everybody seems to really like it. And it really drains well. So if
Okay.
it rains a lot here, which it often does, it has no problem
But yeah,
handling the
it's
rain.
coming from warming up in the silica, then moving on to the grass. Is that something that maybe?
It usually doesn't affect the horses too much. Sometimes the riders will warm up without their studs, without their corks in, and then put them in just before they go in the ring. So,
It's like clay and turf in tennis.
right. Oh, and here we go with our first rider. Now, that's not Jill, so I wonder if something happened, if she threw a shoe or something. I see there's a few people kind of walking in here, checking out the...
Can they repair that pretty quickly? A thrown shoe?
Yeah, that's just kind of odd that she's not first back. And we'll see. Just wondered if something had happened. I thought that was taking a little bit of time to do the changeover there. And here comes Alec onto the course. So only 6 to return, so perhaps Jill opted not to return. Perhaps she's saving her horse for Sunday. So on to Alec Lawler with Agamemnon. He was the 13th horse in the original order, and he'll be the first back for the jump off. So remember, this horse was a dressage horse till he was 9. So although it's a great Grand Prix horse for Alec now, it's not as experienced as some other horses that are 14. But Alec will give it a good go, and he'll be turning on the afterburners to try to make sure that he jumps a clean round and has people chasing him to catch his time and his faultless round. You can see he's right up against the fence. He's going to jump number 1 on a little bit of an angle.
Again, he's riding the Swedish warm blood gelding Agamemnon.
And really quite a quick track there, and they removed a jump. Horses are able to turn back there, so you'll see some tighter turns there. Back to jump number 15. Then he's going to head here to 8AB. Again, remember this combination was a little bit short. Still no problem at all for the horses. Heading up to our skinny Fort Langley jump. He's going to turn very tightly back here to number 12. Riding him at that Liverpool.
Definitely has a good chance.
There we go. Oh, and up and the last jump. There's our
spoke
4
too soon.
faults again. 42.69 and 4 faults.
Well, let's see how he does here. He did finish first place in Hits Thermal Grand Prix last year.
So that's a nice lead off. I think Alec would have liked to be clear because that opens up the playing field for the rest of the people. But still, great performance 4 faults, not too bad. Giving him a big pat on the way out of the ring.
Now he's just hoping everybody else has a few faults.
I think someone's going to be going double clear. Next in is Hard and Towel on New York. And you can see here he is on his way to fence number 1. He's going to jump at a little bit of an angle here. He's being a little bit more conservative there from 1 to 2. Taking a nice little medium track back to number 15. Now he's going to gallop on just a little bit more to this HAB 1-stride combination.
Very nice.
Oh, and the horse just cut down there and didn't quite get across B. So again, still on 4 faults. Turning back to the Liverpool, really quite a tight turn back here.
It's a new horse to him, but he has placed and he has had top placings in Calgary and Europe.
Oh, and a rattle on the last jump. 43.96, so a little slower than Alex, so sitting in 2nd place right now.
See if he can hold that, but I have a feeling there's going to be some flawless runs here today.
Well, here we go with the next one. Wow. So the first 2 have both had 1 rail down, so that kind of really does open the door here for the rest of the field. And being only 4 left to compete makes your chances look a lot better as you're coming in, Jeff, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Here comes Vinton. Vinton would love to win this class. He's an excellent competitor, and this is just a fabulous horse, and they have an excellent partnership, so let's hope Vinton has a nice clear round and takes over the lead.
Vinton's riding Coral Reef Follow Me 2, the 10-year-old Westphalian.
You can see he's going to practice his little turn here to Liverpool, make sure Follow Me knows where he's going. Now he's going to get himself all lined up and decide which approach he's taking to jump number 1 here. And he's going to go on the longer approach, so I'd say he's probably going to jump it on a little bit more of an angle than the first 2 horse and rider combinations did, as he heads to 14, which will be the 2nd jump in the jump off. So a new jump. There, a nice open stride. He has his gallop going.
He finished 1st in T-Bird's $100,000 Grand Prix last year.
So he did the same number of strides as the first rider did. So 1 less than the 2nd rider there. He's fairly efficient there to the number 15. Now you can't come blasting in here too fast. This is a bit of a short combination. The horses really need to pay attention. Oof, little rub there at B, but it stayed up.
Yeah, he's holding on.
Really a disagreement to the skinny. And just caught up with him there and had that down.
We'll see how his time is.
Nice turn back.
If he can keep the pace up, he could.
And easily leaves the stride out in the last line. So there we go, 42-45. So there's our new leader.
Oh, right on.
With 4 faults.
Well, I'm sure he's not happy with the faults, but he is
but he is in the lead. So
how many riders do we have left?
We have 3 left, so we're halfway through the jump off here. He's giving him a big pat, knowing that he shouldn't have gotten that argument probably with him. They just had a little miscommunication there to the skinny, and
I'm sure some tournaments are won with faults.
Yeah, I think this crowd, though, here we go. Here's Will Simpson and the dude. I think he'll definitely be trying for a clear round here. You know, Richard Spooner's coming up behind you, so you can't even just try to jump a nice, easy, clear round because you know Richard's going to go for it. So you're going to have to give it a pretty good go and try to be clean and leave all the jumps up. Again, the longer approach so he can jump number 1 on a little bit of an angle to have the best approach to number 14.
Will won 9 Grand Prix classes during his thermal circuit in 2015.
It's fairly remarkable, and that was excellent. He did 8 strides across the middle. Super efficient turn back here to 15. He knows who's coming up behind him, and this horse jumps great off the gallop. So
I really like the dude. The dude is
I knew you'd
spirited.
like that one.
He
there
is
we
spirited.
go.
Look at him, just
super effort there at the skinny. Watch this turn back to the Liverpool.
wow.
Excellent.
That's a tight turn, and the horse was on it.
And excellent.
Wow,
There we go.
All right.
There's our clear round, 39.20. That'll be tough enough to beat.
Oh, yeah. The dude may own the show today.
So the first double clear of the night. Will be thrilled with that performance.
Great job from Will Simpson.
Now, here we go. Here comes your master of faster, Richard Spooner on Shiva Z. So, again, knowing Richard's behind you, Will knew he had to go at a good enough pace because he knows Richard's going to go for it and try to beat him. Richard's not ever happy being second, so, again, showing him a little bit the turn that he's going to have to go to the Liverpool. He's saying, Shivas, we're going to be doing this turn, just so you know. Now he's going to get himself ready for his approach to the first jump of the jump-off. This will be exciting. And again, with Andreas behind him, he also knows he can't risk going slow. He won't be settling for second. He'll definitely be giving it a good challenge. Again, same approach, a little bit along the wall so he can got his speed up, so he jumps the first jump on a bit of an angle.
Very nice.
Very efficient turn back here to number 15. Going to gallop on here to this vertical oxer combination. One stride. There we
Nice
go.
and
You're going to see him
clean.
keep galloping here to the skinny.
His pace might be a bit slower than Will Simpson's.
Oh, we'll see how he turns back here.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
It's pretty tight here.
Yeah.
And now he's going to go to the last jump.
Here
Oh,
we
here
go.
we go. He's leaving a stride out.
37.
There we
38.
go. Does he have it? Oh, just about 40-20. A solid second place, but really, really good effort by Richard and Chivas there. Just not quite fast enough to catch Will
Not
Simpson
quite
and the
fast
dude.
enough, yeah,
You can
and-
see Richard letting Chivas have a good bite of grass there.
Yep.
Very happy with that performance by Chivas, just not quite fast enough to catch Will. So that leaves it up to Andres Rodriguez and Verdi. Again, well-matched team. Andreas knows exactly what he needs to do. Excellent partnership, so Andreas will be giving it a good go for sure. He's also not going to be happy settling for second. Here we go, and the clock just sounds for Andreas. He's going to be getting his pace up here. Excellent effort there. There you go, see? Galloping on to the jump number 14. He's going to try to be super efficient back here to 15. Ooh, left a little long. Got a little lucky there for sure. Galloping
Keeping the
to
pace
the
up.
one stride combination. Good effort. Just keeping on his open gallop. Taking a little risk here at the skinny. No problem for him at all. Going to set the horse up a little bit wider than the other two to Liverpool.
Yeah, I don't know if the time is going to...
Left
Oh.
a stride out in the last line. 39.03. And he does it just barely. Wow. Wow, that's fantastic. So there's our
Rodriguez.
winner. Yeah, what a great jump off, Jeff.
I did not suspect that. I had my money on the dude and Will Simpson, and those wide corners that Andreas was taking kind of had me thinking I had made the right choice, but somewhere he picked up the speed, he picked up the time, and yeah, came
There's
through
our
as
winner. So, our winner today, Andreas Rodriguez on Verdi. Second place, Will Simpson on the Dude. Third place, Richard Spooner on Chivas. What a great jump off. Those are the 3 double clear rounds out of the 7 clear rounds from the first round.
A great show today. Great spirit. Fast.
Andreas will be absolutely thrilled with that.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining us this evening for the Thunderbird Show Park for the second competition in the first leg of the Longines FEI World Cup Jumping North American League. It's been a overcast, but very nice day here in Langley.
We'll see you all back on Sunday at 2 p.m. Pacific time for the $126,000 World Cup jumping.
Hope to see you then. And from Lynn and myself, have a pleasant evening.
Good night.
The foundation supports committed local athletes in sport and education through bursaries and scholarships. Supporting para-athletes and riding for the disabled programs is a rewarding way for the foundation to be an integral part of grassroots initiatives which affect the lives and support the realization of dreams and goals. As you can see these beautiful pictures of George and Dianne from their wedding on horseback, the retirement photo, of course the We Are Tidball photo, memorials here of George and Dianne. And of course, the We Are Tidball family photo. Ladies and gentlemen, our presenters joining us here, of course, Jane Tidball, Laura and Brent Beliski, Stephen Tidball, Stephanie Tidball, Matthew Beliski, Kathy Robbins, Laura Jane Tidball, and of course, great-grandson Hugh, all joining us as we welcome back our top placers. Be sure to join us this weekend for more show jumping competition right here in our Fort Grand Prix field. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome back our top 7 placers for the award presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, as we welcome, of course, the family of George and Dianne Tidball, your champion, Andres Rodriguez and Verdi, taking the win in our George and Dianne Tidball Legacy Grand Prix. A wonderful class here as 7 riders made the jump off. One of those decided not to come back. 6 competed, and coming out on top, your winner for the Verde group, Andres Rodriguez and Verde. Ladies and gentlemen, your reserve champion, second place award for the Monarch International, Will Simpson and the Dude. A third place finish now for Richard Spooner, owner and rider of Chivas Z. The CSI 3-star George and Dianne Tidball Legacy Grand Prix, your 4th place recipient, riding for the Coral Reef Ranch, Vinton Karish, and Coral Reef Follow Me Too. A 5th place finish goes to Alec Lawler aboard the Equine Ventures LLC entry. It's Agamemnon, taking home 5th, number 925. Your 6th place award winner goes to Jack Hardentel aboard Jennifer Gates' entry, New York, taking home 6th. Your 7th place award winner on foot, Jill Blunt, owning and showing Udam. Hugs all around. Oh, yeah. Congratulations to Jill. And, of course, 8th place, 2 top 8 finishes. We'll go back to Andres Rodriguez for the owner Robert Castro, SF Arianta, taking home your 8th award. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have one more request from our champion, Andres Rodriguez and Verde. If you would, lead them off in a little gallop of victory, the winners of our George and Dianne Tidball Legacy Grand Prix. Well, congratulations to all of our riders, not just show jumpers, but as you could see, some of our riders good at bronc bucking as well. Congratulations once again to Andres Rodriguez in Verde, your champion. Will Simpson in second. Richard Spooner third. Fourth to Vinton Karish. Fifth to Alec Lawler. Sixth to Jack Tal. Seventh to Jill Blunt. And eighth to Andres Rodriguez, as he is your champion of our George and Dianne Tidball Legacy Grand Prix. Well, congratulations to all of our riders here. A wonderful evening of show jumping. Stick around as the T-Bird Emporium is still up, as well as the Thunder Bar. Congratulations once again to all of our riders, including tonight's champion, Andres Rodriguez.